give us your beautiful intro.
No, you can do the intro, my guy.
No, I'm good.
It's all right.
No, I want to hear your intro, sir.
All right, no problem. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to another episode. Nah, I can't do it now because you're making me laugh, fucker.
Perfect intro.
Whatever. Go ahead. Go, my guy. You can do the intro. I did it last week.
All right, guys. This is another episode of the greatest podcast you've ever heard. Pop Bros TV, starring P.E. Sama, Kip Kaboom. And today, we got our boy, the Mad Collector, Sentry, joining us. What's going on, my boy?
What's up, fellas? Thank you very much for having me, man. I'm pumped to be on the show.
Sounds good. I don't know about that pumped energy, though. You sound a little suppressed. I don't know.
No, I'm good. I'm chilling, but I am pumped.
Got you. So, yeah, guys, this is the Mad Collector. I was introduced to this man by the good man, Doc. I heard his podcast, and I was like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. Sounds like an interesting fella. And then I started following him, and then he put up his YouTube page, and I saw that, and I'm like, this guy hunts. He is the master hunter of all figures and all things he wants, and he gets it. I don't know how he does it, but he gets it. And I just thought it was pretty cool that, especially for this year, that it's been such a struggle and such a different way of living. This man has success. So I like successful people, and that's why he's on with us today.
That's the stuff right there.
So we're going to get to it. Kaboom, talk to us. What's going on, Kaboom? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, my guy. I worked hard today and everything.
Holiday season's kicking up.
That's it, man. Yeah. So
Kaboom is feeling the pain.
yeah, it's been a little rough, but it's all right, But I was looking at your page earlier, and I saw that you collect like those Marvel cards also, and I haven't seen those since I was a kid. I mean, I'm 32 years old now, but I'm still a kid at heart.
Damn, you old, Kaboom.
Well, I got both. You guys are kids, I guess, compared to me, sort of ish. Not really, but I got a couple of years on you guys. I'm turning 38 actually at the end of the week.
Oh,
Man,
yeah. Oh, nice.
You look nothing older than 37, Sentry. Stop it.
Yeah, that's what I get that all the time.
Nice. Happy birthday. Sama just had a birthday too this past Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I saw pics. Yeah, man. Happy belated. That's awesome.
Thank you, sir. I feel it in my bones.
Good stuff. Yeah, it's you know what? I feel like 35, and when I was 25, guys at like the gym that I used to know that had some years on me, that were just like, the day you turn 35, you're gonna wake up, and for some reason your back's gonna hurt. You're gonna tear your labrum, taking off your shirt. You're not gonna your one of your ankles, at least one of your ankles, are gonna hinder you from going on like a mile run. I'm like, get the fuck. What is this guy talking about, man? He must have fucked up something along the way, probably. But I don't. At this point, he's not entirely wrong. So start to get into those 30s. No matter what you do, you start to feel a little bit.
Start taking care of yourself more. Now is the age that you gotta start taking those supplements and watching what you're eating a little bit. You're not from 20s no more, so.
No.
But hey, with age comes wisdom, right? And we are the wisest.
Hope so. You hope so. Yeah.
But me and Kaboom are definitely the oldest from our group, from the group with like Doc and Jerry and all of them. They're all here talking. They're like 23, 22. I'm like, oh lordy, what are we doing with these youngins? But
I know, they
keep us feeling good. They keep us up and they keep us up and going. So. That's good.
Definitely. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're all. That's a very good crew. Those are some of the guys and guys like yourselves. Like, these are the kind of guys that I was hoping to, and have been fortunate enough to connect with in the community. Starting my page and starting my channel. So it's been great. And like those Marvel cards, Kaboom. I grew up with Marvel Universe Series 1, 2. I never really was a fan of 2, but. Yeah. That first 1990 Marvel Universe, that's by far and away my favorite Marvel card series, original art series, anything really, to this day. So I collect graded cards. The Graded Gamer, she's amazing. She is the ultimate card connoisseur grader. She's got like a jeweler's eye. She is a collector first, and she kind of just turned her hobby into a little bit of a business. And I get all my stuff from her. So she's awesome. You guys should definitely go check her out. But she gets everything. She gets anything and everything graded. Like she's doing the Pokemon thing.
Oh Jesus!
Which I'm saying, yeah, I started getting into like some Lord of the Rings cards because I'm a big high fantasy guy, and I have some Lord of the Rings stuff that I kind of want to pair up with some cards and stuff. She's all over the place. She's got a lot of good stuff. But I collect some graded cards as well. Yeah.
Another outlet to take my money. Why not?
Yeah. Well, her at least she is very fair with her prices though. It's not like the Sleaze Bay, 500% markup nonsense. So
that sounds like Macari with the Charizards.
Yeah. Oh man, dude.
They're like, can I get a down payment for your house and you can get this Charizard and pay it monthly? I'm like, huh?
and people will do that.
Yeah. You got the bozos out there that definitely do that, and you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's crazy. I was it was about a month and a half ago or so. I was at one of the Targets near me, and I rolled by the NECA section to look at some figures, and there are like 20 of these like fucking wieners like standing around the card section. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then because I didn't even realize this is when I first realized what like the Pokemon card boom craze, all that stuff. Right. So I'm walking by and I see these guys just like huddled around two other guys who were trying to stock the shelves. These dudes were like pirates looting a fucking ship. It's I mean, like taking the stuff and whatever, do whatever you got to do, that's fine, but I mean, come on, man. When you have 5 or 6 boxes of cards that you can barely fit in your spaghetti string arms trying to run away, to go check out whatever you got, like what are we doing here? So it was, and I was like, what's going on here? They're like, oh, they just put out Pokemon and Magic the Gathering. They got doing that. And I'm like, oh, all right. And then I started looking around online, like paying attention. I'm like, what is this Champions Path stuff? And everyone's looking for, that's when everyone was like looking for those boxes. Now it's like Vivid Video or Vivid, whatever the fuck it is.
Vivid Voltage. Why?
Vivid Voltage.
Jerry talks about every 5 minutes, so I'm updating because the good man Jerry keeps me updated. He knows I don't want to be updated, but
I love Pokemon. I am a Pokemon Blue and Red, Game Boy Color, Lime Green Game Boy Color guy. When Pokemon wasn't cool at all, back in the day when it was like, even if you were 18 or 19, you were borderline considered, a child molester for fucking playing with that shit. You know what I mean? You're playing with that. That's in your bedroom, and you're not really telling many people about it. So.
Yep.
But now it's cool. Same thing with Power Rangers. Power Rangers weren't cool when we were kids. When I was a kid, it wasn't cool to like the Power Rangers. The show sucked. But like now you look back on it, it's like that campy sort of bullshit that like,
Sentry, be careful. You got a White Ranger in the building. All right.
No, do I? I collect some Power Rangers, but it's like back in the day, I did not like Power Rangers. I appreciate it a lot more now.
He actually dressed up as the White Ranger for Halloween. Be careful what you say.
Oh, wow.
Is very sensitive about Power Rangers, sir.
Wow, but that's. I'm just saying.
He's into that type of stuff. I get dressed. Listen, I never got dressed up for Halloween. I thought it was so cheesy. I thought it was so stupid. But then once, I had my son and everything. Well, I didn't have him. My wife. I just helped a little bit. And
he helped a little bit.
Yeah. Him seeing that, I don't want him to grow up seeing like Halloween a certain way, So I just started getting dressed up, and he like loves Halloween and shit like that, But
we all love it when we see you dressed, Kaboom. It's always a good
I do it to put a smile on everybody's face.
But you're right. Definitely Power Rangers was, I loved it. That was my thing. Like 5, 6, 7 years old when Tommy got, the White Ranger, Cosmo, I was like, that was like groundbreaking stuff to me, but like, barely known by a lot of people. Like nobody cared.
The storyline was cool. Yeah. It's just that the acting was fucking atrocious.
Right.
90s acting, baby. It was the best.
But I think, for me, and so the two things there for me is like, it's funny to see to get the perspective on like what things were like at the time, and then how what things are considered or perceived as 10, 20, 30 years later. And also it's like time frames. Like I was, I think, in high school or something, or middle school, going into high school, and Power Rangers came out. Yeah, I was like in middle school, leaving into high school. And it was definitely not cool at that point to admit that you like Power Rangers. And then even when we watched the show at the time, it was like this sucks. Like the acting sucks and whatever. But if you're like a 5 or 6 year old kid, you're obviously going to love it.
Yeah, which we were. Me and Summer were like, what, 5 to 8 years old, I think, when it first came out.
I know exactly. I broke my first bone, my collarbone, trying to do a roundhouse Tommy kick. And I ended up on the floor like a putty patrol, all like, so that was my thing. Between that and the animated series of X-Men and Spider-Man.
Oh yeah,
that was the good stuff on Saturday mornings, you know.
That stuff universally is, I don't think anyone can argue that.
And then like, you know, later years, what was it like? I was like 10, 11. That's when Pokemon, the anime, came out on like channel 11. So I was like, all right, what is this weird stuff with a yellow mouse and everything? My older brother put me on. I didn't know what the hell was it. He got me my first Pikachu card, and I was like, dope. And then I started collecting after that. But it's crazy how it just came. It just it took over real quick. Like it smacked Funko out the park. Yeah. Like I don't see a person posting a Funko Pop besides freaking Jerry now. That's why I call him the master of funkies, because he's trying his best to keep it alive, Bob. Like, Jerry, it's sinking. It's sinking.
I'm sure, I don't know if you guys are really aware of this. I mean, if you went back to like some of my first few posts where I like showed some of my Funko Pops from back, you know, now back in the day, which is like 2015, 2016, I was actually pretty big into Funko from like 2015 to end of 2018 or something like that. Always collected action figures and cards. Those were always the the constant in my collection throughout my collection journey. Statues were in and out. But Funko, I got into Funko at the time, and then like I realized, like, as I was collecting it, even then I was like, man, I'm just like chasing old school grails. Like, and I was never a guy that had like 500 Funko Pops. I was actually very good with like keeping my collection focused. I wanted to keep it focused. I had like 4 or 5 different lines that I collected, but I didn't have a million Funko Pops.
I think me and Kaboom are in the same boat. Like, first of all, we don't have space. I know you know New York City, so we have those basements full of, you know, stuff like other people have. So we had no other choice but to maintain about 150, 175 and be okay with that. So,
and that's a lot, man. Like, in my opinion, that's a fucking lot. So I don't even think I didn't even have 80. I don't even know if I had 50 really. So it was, but I was like it was
selective.
Yeah, very. And I was just like, Funko Pops, women, very selective. And with Funko, I realized, I'm like, man, I'm chasing these like old school grails and paying a premium for it. And I didn't care because and I'm also not the kind of guy that bitches when I can't get something. And then it's like flippers and it's like, if you can go out, people are going out and getting them, then, well, you got to deal with it. And either pay up and stop being a bitch, or don't and keep your mouth shut. Like it's the way of the world.
Very simple concept, you know. It's everywhere. Flipping has been forever. They've been flipping since Egyptian days.
Right, and it's like
you want this water? Give me your camel. Like what?
Exactly. And it's like, also, if you like exclusivity, which I do as a collector personally, or if you can't in one breath say, oh, well, I bought this for $15.99 and now it's $130. Why? Why do you think that is? It's not, because there's an aftermarket. So it's like, you can't be happy about that, but when you don't get it, then you pay the $130 for it, and then you bitch that, well, I couldn't get it at the time, and I can't believe these guys marking it up, and it's just
how dare they, people. And then when they finally get it, $150 or best offer. But bro, you're crying. But according to the Funky app. Right? so what are you saying again? That you're a flipper? No. I'm just selling it at what it's valued at right now.
If you don't like flippers, then you should sell that shit for $15.
$15.99.
Yeah,
right? Maybe maybe you could pay to ship it, but get around there. But yeah, it's the nonstop, and now the Pokemon community is going absolute ape shit over it, so they're like, oh, you fake fans and buying everything, and I'm the original collector, I can't buy nothing now. I'm like, well, yeah, I hyped it up, and now this is the beast you created, so don't cry when Jerry's cleaning up your damn Target and your Walmart shit. He wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why he does it, but he does it, damn it. So
Pokemon was hype when we were kids. It's just that it's not as hype as it is now, These kids,
it wasn't near the hype as it was when we was kids.
Because like I remember going to my local comic book store and being able to pick out packs and stuff like that. And if you got a hologram or whatever, you were
the superstar.
Yeah, you got lucky.
But we were those kind of kids that took them hologram Charizards and slapped them on the table. Let's duel. I mean, well, that's Yu-Gi-Oh. Let's battle. So we were just messing up our first editions and stuff like that. Good times. We had fun though. But now people
different times, you know what I mean? Yeah, people now are just
they're like, hold on, let me put in a napkin. Hold on. When I opened up I did a box. I did the Darkness Ablaze. I put a glove in my hand. I was like, hold on, guys, if I pull something, I can't touch it. Because you guys were rated a number a 7 out of 10 just for a fingerprint. So I'm just saying. But it's a different time and stuff like that. Like I said, it's fun. I like seeing people get back into something, open it up. Like I don't mind it, but the way it's being it's just forced. I'm like, please stop it. I don't care about. We're gonna bring back the funky pop game. We're gonna force it down everybody. Now we're gonna bring it back.
There's some Funko Pops that I think my favorite line out now is Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. I think is awesome. There were a couple that I hesitated. I was like, man, do I need that?
Yeah, they look pretty dope. Them Simpson, the Halloween horror ones.
I really, really like those a lot. Yeah, I'm just gonna
the Kangy Kodos, but I was like,
those are. I like those. Those are dope.
I had them. I was like, like I was just Dragon Ball, purely 95%, anime of that nature. I was like, should I get rid of them and buy something else? Yeah, but they were pretty cool. Like I like the whole line, I like the design. Like I said, Funko right now, what they're doing is pissing me off because what we wanted from them for about 2 years, they didn't give us. Now that we all out the game, they bringing out the greatest molds of the characters you love. It's like
damn late. The Office. So that's all I
care about. Oh God. Yes, that damn Office. My man and his 27,456 Dwights.
You're a big Office guy, right, Kaboom? That's what I gather from some of these other shows.
Just a little bit. He's only watched it about 94 times. And it was Mrs. Sama that put him on that show. I never would have thought in my life that he would have. I think you watched it before, right? But you didn't really watch it.
Yeah, she didn't put me on it. She was the one that was opposed. She was like, "What the fuck is so funny?" Like she would just sit there and be like, "Why are you laughing? It's stupid." And I was like, "Just sit down, watch, and let's see."
No. I was talking about Mrs. Sama. She put you on that. Yeah.
Yes. She told me it was on Netflix. Yeah.
She said you watched it, but you wasn't really into. Like you watched it, you knew about it, but like she watched it, and then she was like, "Come on, you gotta watch all the seasons." He was like, "Okay." That was like the worst mistake in life that she could have done.
Yeah. Because I had watched it when it was originally on, on TV and everything. Because when it was on, that's what I would watch: The Office or Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yep.
And, that's what I was watching, the reruns of everything.
Yeah.
And she told me that it was on Netflix, so I was just like, all right, let me see, let me watch it in the way it's supposed to be played. Because with the reruns, they just give you scattered fucking episodes.
Yeah.
I did that with The Office, and I was just like, oh shit, this is fucking hilarious.
And the rest is history.
It was.
It is really funny and very true to life in a lot of respects.
And a lot of people seem to misunderstand something because with The Office, the one that was on TV and the one that's on Netflix are a little bit different because they deleted some scenes from the one that was on TV and added different ones on Netflix.
Yeah.
They can't put that in this world. The stuff that they say in this new world. Oh man,
Are you kidding
Oh
me?
no way.
Everyone gets so fucking butthurt over
that's what it sucks, because that's what I miss about like just not too old, like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Shows could have done things that if you do that now, you're getting slaughtered.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You
It's
can't say or do
crazy.
anything now. Nope.
Look, I don't know if y'all heard about the Mandalorian episode 2 with I don't know
No,
if you
actually, no. I do watch. I have not watched season 2 yet. I need to watch. I need to.
you're gonna watch it when it all comes out.
Yeah, I just kind of like to because
I'll
I
just
kills
give
me
a
going
little. I'll give a little. It wasn't a great
Yeah.
episode,
Don't you
but don't you dare talk about the Mando. Nah, but there's a huge scenario. Well, there's two things playing out right now. But with that episode, Baby Yoda he was consuming like this frog lady's eggs or whatever. It was, to me, I found it the most hilarious thing. Like he like it's it was a character change kind of. Like, you just used to him just being there and meh, meh. But he was actually doing, like, Mando was like, don't do it, and he kept eating the eggs, or something stupid. It made me laugh. It was funny to me. What happened to the world? I don't know, but they started slaughtering this episode, talking about abortion issues and all this stuff. I'm like, Baby Yoda is a CGI. Mandalorian is fake. The frog lady is fake. Where are you pulling this out? That he's killing babies and genocide and all this. I'm like, oh my.
Well, this is like sci-fi fantasy. Has
I mean,
literally
fantasy
and
fiction,
like
I mean,
literally has the farthest thing from reality.
And it's Baby Yoda. It's not like he had intention of killing anything, but it's just he was hungry and he just wanted to eat.
I don't. That doesn't even make any sense in any way. That makes no sense.
The backlash is crazy. So you got that going on.
Supposed to take your mind away from the real world. So I mean, you're taking something that's fake and trying to compare it to real world issues, and that's so fucking stupid.
These are fans of the show, so I'm like, so you want your show to get like deleted? Like, if you keep running your mouth like this, they're gonna take it seriously.
And that's a good fucking. Mandalorian, in my opinion, is the best thing that's happened to Star Wars in decades. So I don't, as far as I'm concerned,
I don't appreciate you just erased the last 3 movies that came.
Oh man,
the best thing that's happened in decades, because we didn't have 3 movies. Nah, those were like side stories, but it's all good. Yeah, no, you're right. I like the whole. It's not. You don't have to watch Star Wars to enjoy it. That's the best part.
No, you don't. And I honestly think since like the original movies for me, that's really what I mean. I was trying to be a little nice about that, but yeah, since the original movies, this is the best thing to happen to Star Wars. I think for me personally, Jon Favreau, that he should just handle everything Star Wars, in my opinion.
I'm so late to the game. I didn't realize I was Happy from Iron Man. I was like, wait, Happy? You're directing this? Oh, okay. That's new to me. This lady too, Bryce Dallas Howard, is that her name?
Yeah.
Ron Howard's daughter. Yep. She's done a few episodes. She's really good. I like her take on. So I like the show, and I don't want them to do something stupid to it because it's already on Disney, so we can't change that. But these people are. I'm just like, why are you even like? Just go with the Fly High Funny episode next. It wasn't a main episode. It was such a filler. Like, but so they made this whole drama, and then this lady, Kara, her character, she. I don't know what she said about the election or whatever online, and they trying to take her off the show now. I'm like,
what?
You people,
really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I can't put into detail because I didn't want to read it because it just sounded stupid. Yeah. But the woman voiced her opinion because you could do that in the world. I thought you could, but apparently not. Now they want to freaking take off the show, but Disney said not gonna happen.
Wow.
That happened with Rosie O'Donnell. She said something about, I think, like the gay community, and they canceled her show. Like right.
Oh, away. Right. That's right.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Now they still have the show, but it's called the Colonies, or the O'Connors or some shit like that, instead of the Rosie O'Donnell show.
No, Roseanne, you mean?
Yeah, Roseanne. Sorry.
You said Rosie O'Donnell. That was two different people, my guy. I was so confused. I'm like, Roseanne. Yeah, she said something about, I don't know if it was politics or whatever, and she's not on the show no more. And that was her name show.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah, Sentry. The world is a little sensitive, my friend.
It's a little wackadoo. You see that guy, the flamethrower dude, on the top of the bus in the city yesterday?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, man. Apparently he was filming a video.
Oh, that's right. They were filming a video. I'm like, because at the end of that, I'm like, he just light someone on fire? I
Did you read the rest of it? New York City didn't approve the video shoot.
No, I didn't see that part. I did see the video part that he was okay. So he just Jesus.
He
Christ.
actually did risk people's lives on MTA buses and
unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. He was on an MTA bus in Brooklyn next to an ice cream truck. What the fuck, yo? He is
leaps off the truck into which was that was the most impressive part. The fact that he actually leaped up and like out onto that MTA bus was, but it was funny. One of the comments I was reading, some of the comments. One of the comments was like, "New York City's turning into Gotham City," which is very true.
It's been past that already. I don't know if anybody's been watching, but we've been past that since like 2015 already. Like, but it's getting real crazy over here.
We need Batman for sure.
Kaboom!
No,
we need you.
I feel like this world is like that episode in The Simpsons where everything is like a fucking apocalypse and everything.
Yeah.
The roof and shit, like nothing's happening.
I say to myself, why the hell am I still here? I'm not a person that likes this stuff. Like, I hate everything that's wrong with me, but yet I'm still stuck here. It's like, I need to leave, but I see these stories and I'm just like, like, it's not even like, other places you'd be like, oh my God, here is like New York City. You're like, oh my God, it's becoming a norm, really? So he just like, just flamethrower, and there was 25 people under him in the bus, and and I thought he had a permit. I thought they were, it literally said he was doing a music video for Bone Thugs and Harmony or a tribute to somebody, and New York City was like, we did not tell him that he could do that. He has no license, he has no permit to do it. MTA did not approve this. I'm like, okay, got you.
That was happening. I feel like I live in a fucking box. Like,
I mean, but do you really want to know that that's happening? This is not something I want to read, but it just appeared.
Yeah. I don't really watch the news or anything. If it doesn't like pertain to sports or games, it's like it doesn't really have interest.
The world is dying. Kaboom is like, when's the next office reveal?
Yeah.
I mean, that's this hobby's is that's one thing that it should be, at least, as an escape. So
but now they're starting to entering the hobby too, these damn toxic people. So it's like,
I know.
God, go away. Like, but this stuff with the Mandalorian, I'm just like, why? Why do you people exist? Why? What like triggers this? Like, are you bored? Do you need friends?
Yes, all of that stuff. Entitled, delusional. I don't just go down the list of stupid and terrible.
This internet thing is a beautiful thing, and it's also a monster. It's just like, oh God.
It's tough, man. The information, I agree. Like, there's so many good things, obviously, about the information age and having all of these tools and resources at your disposal to become educated on things and to be successful and all of that. And then the flip side of it is everything that we're talking about. So it's crazy. It's really, really crazy. And that's the funny thing too. It's like all of these things that can help to better educate you on facts and the truth and whatever. It almost doesn't seem, at the end of the day, people are just going to believe whatever they want to believe and do whatever they want to do.
Yep.
So
they have the research
use all
that they
of this.
do.
Exactly. Use all this information to suit their fancy and whatever their own root beliefs are, or whatever the hell they're thinking. I don't know. I
just wish people would think for themselves. Like, they see something and see a comment. Yeah, that's it right there. I believe them. Like, shut up. Learn something, and you be like, oh, even my friends, if they say something, I disagree or whatever, but it'll be like, all right, let me see what they were talking about. 'Cause maybe they're right, and maybe my point of view is weird about it. So let me, let me search for it. Let me do some research and understand what they're talking. Nah, people are like, too much work. What he says, perfect. I go with that idea. It's like,
Right,
you
but
people are the worst.
your perspective is intelligent and mature. So
That's right.
95% of people don't take that approach. They have to be right on baseless claims, and then if it's like you said, if like someone says something that sounds like it aligns with whatever their thought process is, it's just like yeah that. So
that's kaboom. The Office is the best show. I'm like, I got to do my research, sir. I doubt that, but
I don't care what you say.
Oh man, but this guy was so excited when I told him. I said, yo, the last year I was like, the Pops are gonna release. They're not saying nothing, but I have a feeling they're gonna release. And all these people putting all these coded information. The day I saw that they had them in the database and I sent it to Kaboom, I saw like his wallet crying because the destruction he was about to cause was something of immense measures that I've never seen before. Yeah. So he was a Dragon Ball guy. He was, my hero. All of a sudden, they all disappeared, and I just saw The Office.
Wow.
I'm like,
shifted the collection.
Did you just sacrifice everything? He's like, it was inevitable. I was like, all right, Thanos, relax.
Yeah, I was gonna say Thanos over here.
But
The Office is
Jesus, New York City at its finest.
Who's
got the fire truck?
Oh yeah, I know. They just went down my block.
That's a small block to go down.
I was living in Hell's Kitchen last year with my girlfriend before we moved up to Westchester in our house, and that was every other 5 minutes.
Oh, for real?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Hell's Kitchen. Oh God, 49th Street, like 9th Avenue. 10. Yep.
That's where we are. We're like literally right off Restaurant Row, and on the ground floor. And yeah, you don't. I mean,
are you Daredevil, sir? Did you retire?
Yeah, they actually shot.
Just making sure.
They shot a scene in the courtyard.
Nice.
There, which was really cool. We had to. My girlfriend told me about it, and then we rewatched that episode. I was like, no shit, it is very cool to see that. But yeah, that was
okay. So
those sirens.
I was just curious.
For sure.
I thought you lived upstate like a while. So you brand new to the Westchester area then.
No, you know what? I am not. I am back here. That was temporary. I was Bronx born, moved up to Westchester as a kid with my family, and living here most of my life. And then the past year, my girlfriend and I decided that we wanted to go house hunting. We found a house, and we also happened to just randomly, I found a dog. And the apartment I was living in at the time in Westchester wasn't dog friendly, and it was one of those things where it was love at first sight. So I saw this guy, and I'm like, I can't imagine my life without this guy. So I tried to explain that to my girlfriend. She was like, yeah, okay. She's like, but where are we gonna? But the apartment, and because she was like she was like pseudo living with me at the time and all that. So her apartment in the city had no dog restrictions, but her mom uses it from time to time, and it was one of those things. And we were gonna my parents were gonna try to figure something out. They live like 40, so we were gonna need to figure something out. So we wound up moving into there for a few months. It all worked out, and yeah, he is the best puppy ever. It was one of those things where it's like there was a puppy in the window dog shop right down the street from where I worked.
Gave you a wink every day.
Yeah, like 62nd and Park, and I walked by, and it was actually towards the end of the day, my boss just pissed me the fuck off, and I was just like, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm out of here, and which I never do, but like it was just like he and I have worked together forever, and I was done for the day anyway. I'm like, fuck this shit, I'm getting out of here before I say something I regret. So I walked out of there, and on my way home, I was like, I'm gonna go shower myself with puppies. I don't care. So walked right into this place, walked to the back, and I see this like little thing creeping out of one of the kennels, and I'm like, what's that? I'm like, is that a boxer, a teacup boxer, something like that? He's like, no, it's a Frenchie. And I was like, really? Because he looks like a boxer. If you look at him, I post a lot of my personal. I posted a couple on my stories of him, but he, like, his color scheme, even his face and everything, he looks like a mini boxer. And yeah, I mean, I didn't ask to see him, but he like took him out, put him on my shoulder, and that was it. I went back to my girlfriend. I'm like, yo, you need to see this dog. You need to come into American Kennel. Like, I don't care. Like, we have to do it.
Yeah.
So she saw him, fell in love with him. We figured it out. So yeah, we were living in Hell's Kitchen for a bit with him before we moved back up here. So
Okay. And you have a lot of space out in Westchester, right?
yeah, I got a good amount of space here. I'm working on the Bates fruit cellar downstairs that I'm gonna hopefully finish somewhat soon. Yeah, we're just doing some other things around here first, and I'm hoping to get that finished, and so I can actually, have a setup again, and I'll have ample space to set all this stuff up and do other things with the channel too. I mean, I started the channel earlier in the year, and I was like, let me just get it rolling. I'll do some toy hunts because that's what I'm doing. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this just because it's, toy hunts are probably like, this is literally my collecting career, my collecting life right now.
Yeah.
And, seeing a lot of these other guys that have been doing it for a while and that I've followed, and some of them that I'm even friends with now, I'm just like, man, I connected with them because it's exactly what I'm doing. And it's, I'm like, I'm doing all this same stuff with all the stupid motherfuckers around here that are my friends. And so that, connected a lot with a lot of those guys doing that. So like my channel felt like for me was, the next natural progression it's an extension of the hobby. That's how I explain it to everybody. So
you're doing pretty well for the time it's been up.
It's like, it's cool, man. Yeah. You guys know with all this shit, like you don't know how you're going to be received or perceived or whatever, and the YouTube community is definitely an interesting, special, and ruthless place. So I had no expectation going into it other than hopefully connecting with cool folks and just like sharing what I'm doing. And yeah, it's been way better than I thought it was. I'm like, I'm just gonna like introduce myself, get some hunts out there, and just see how it goes. Edit my stuff on my phone. So I can be flexible if I'm on the train and it's like I can't sit down in front of a computer and edit all the time. Let me just see how this goes, and then once I actually get my room set up, I can do other things. But it's been way better than I thought.
Yeah, man. I'm like, Jesus, this guy just finds the good. That's why I think your videos are doing good, because you hunt, you have no expectation, but you're entertaining. You find what you find. You don't cheese it up, which I think 95% of the videos do. It's just like, shut the hell up.
We're having fun here on YouTube. It's a beautiful day out, and it's like,
look what I found in the middle of the freaking Downey area. Oh, look at this figure. But that's if I'm gonna watch something, it's something that I can relate to. Is kind of how I would do things, or just natural, just cool vibes and stuff like that. You bring that to your video, so that's why I think you're picking up, at a good pace, and
thank you.
You're doing your thing, but you make me jealous, man. I'm like, this guy, man, this man finds everything he wants to. I go to my damn Walmart, it's like two 2014 toys hanging by the thread. And maybe cat litter next to it is like
I have had my fair share of luck, no question, over the past 6 to 8 months. I've put a fair amount of gas in my car. You see what I want you to see, but yeah, I mean, there are definitely times where I come up empty. I know that's the other thing too. Like, I'm not into filler video because I like to chat in some of my videos, and I know some people like that, some people don't. And I definitely, while I take that into account, I think there's like an art form in getting your point across and saying the things you want to say without it being like 5 minutes long. And I've tried to get better at that in some of my videos. At the same time, I'm doing this to connect and talk and tell a story. So there is an element of, I don't care, this is what I'm doing, and kind of, take it or leave it.
You got to balance it. You got to talk sometimes. You got to go straight to the point,
Right. I think like yeah, exactly. I think a lot of the talking I think is good for live shows and podcasts and stuff like this, but
Yeah.
but yeah, like, so I definitely don't need the videos where it's like, oh man, here we are at Walmart, and it's like I don't need to show you like I'm a Walmart employee. Today we have, it's like, oh, we've got a snow trooper in stock. It's like, I don't want my videos to come off like I'm just showing you an inventory of what's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm taking you on my trip to go find some stuff.
Yeah.
And if they don't have stuff, like, yeah, there are times where I will leave it in, and I have my own way of showing you guys that and explaining it to you and coming up with my own acronyms or whatever. But like, otherwise, I don't need to, it doesn't need to be over and over again. Like a lot of the stores here, I just released a video today, and I went to a couple of different Walmarts, but only one made the cut, because it's like, why do I need to show you nothing in 3 different stores?
Yep.
Yeah.
And with the YouTube algorithm, it slaughters those kind of videos now. If you don't get straight to your point in a matter of time, retention and all that stuff disappears, and they just won't recommend your video now. It's like, oh God. So
yeah, there's a lot, man, a lot of restrictions.
like we've seen 100 Walmarts, we've seen 1,000 Targets. They're pretty all similar.
Yeah,
so it's like
very.
People still go in, walk in, look at me. Oh wow, hey, yeah. It's like, okay, fast forward next. Like, so I understand that. That's what we try to do with our videos. Try to get to the point. Try to entertain a little bit, but I wouldn't want to watch something like that. So I don't want to put out something like that either. It's kind of like a balance.
That little kid, Top Pops, he does that a lot.
Little kid, my dude is like 25 already, son. he ain't little no more. No, but that's just how he's still, for the kids and stuff like that. So he tries to do videos, directed for them. But, hey, he's doing something right. 200-some thousand subscribers.
Yeah, no
Can't
question.
hate on that. I'm not a fan myself, but he puts out daily content and stuff. So it's crazy. But Sentri's my favorite intro was the the YouTube algorithm song. Great stuff. Dying with that video. I was like, this guy. And hey, I bet you that's probably your best video, because YouTube. Hey, did he mention us? Yes. Give him some good algorithm on this one. Because it's like you have to say certain things and you have to put certain things on tags. It sucks because you just want your stuff to naturally just be found without you putting extra effort.
Yeah.
It makes it less fun. And that's why I think we got out the YouTube thing, because schedules were just crazy at one point.
Yeah.
But it's just, you put all this effort into videos, and I don't think people understand it until you start doing multiple videos. You do 1 and 2, it's cute. You start putting out and you want to get better, start putting effects, start putting this, thumbnails. You want to put the best possible thing you could put out with what you got. That's always been my way of doing things, because I don't want to see somebody half-ass something, and think that they're going to get my view. I want to see that you're putting effort and improving. And that's what we try to do. But it's hard. To stay consistent is hard.
Not very easy. You look, it looks good. Okay, I'll watch. I'm the opposite.
Yeah, Kaboom is like, I'll give this guy a chance. His video is awful, but you know what? He's got my love. But no, it's just in general. Like, I like to see progression a little bit, especially when I follow a small channel. Like, it's a good thing to see, but I understand when they can't put out videos and stuff, it's hard. You got life, you got work, and then you gotta come home, edit on a laptop. It's a lot of stuff, man. So
it's tough. You have to get creative, I think, even with that, like, and even with editing. And like, even when I started my channel, I knew that I wasn't going to have a lot of time. I mean, the COVID and the pandemic definitely changed in some ways helped a lot of
time
that for me, with like time wise, and in certain respects. I just started a new job recently too, but so there's always like, especially this year, constantly pivoting to make things work. And like, I respect that you guys made that decision for yourselves. You realized what was going to work or be best for you, and you changed up what you were doing. And that's, I have a lot of respect and admiration for that, and it's smart of you guys to understand that. So it's good to see you guys are doing the right things for yourselves. So, and for me, it was like, I knew I wasn't going to have a lot of time. I knew I wasn't going to be able to sit in front of a laptop after coming home. I work a lot, so it's like I wasn't going to have time to do that. So how am I going to? But I want to do it. So how am I going to be able to do it and put out something that I'm proud of? and do it consistently, because YouTube is, as you guys know, a grind. So it's, I mean, the consistency I think is over all else almost with it. And it's like, so how can I do that? So I actually do all of my editing on my phone. Like I found the apps that, like a mix of Adobe Rush and iMovie, and I do all my shit on my phone. And that's, for me, it helps, because whether I'm on the train or I'm sitting, you know, in my car at Starbucks waiting, I'll edit a segment and just like go on, you know, just go on as I go on and do what I can. Or I'm in
That's
bed.
a New Yorker way of life, bro. That's how we did it. I'm like, yo, kaboom, yo, take this part of the video, edit it when you like on lunch or something, and then I'll do it when I'm like going home or whatever, and you know, like just and we was doing it on the phone, and you know, like I said, not the best quality, you know, but it was the easiest way. I didn't want to start getting into, you know, big programs, and I was like, I gotta buy a computer for that, and you know what, whatever. I bought a computer anyway. I don't know what the hell happened, but you know, it actually helps now for the podcast, so that works out in general anyway. But yeah, we was doing most of the stuff on the phone, which
on a laptop and everything, and just you know, with our 10 followers, and be like, yeah, I have
hey, 12 followers, sir. Get it right.
Yeah, you know, so it's just like, I didn't want to do that either. So the phone worked perfectly fine for us.
Yeah, phone works great for me. Like if you have the right apps to edit with the right, like people ask me like a good amount of the time, which is surprising. They'll compliment me on my editing. They're like, "Oh, what do you use?" And your sound sounds really good. I'm like, I literally, if you see me in a store, I jack up the sound to 500% on iMovie all the time. That's it. And if there's background noise, I use Adobe Rush to tune some of that out, and then I'll lay over some audio over that so I don't get copyrighted, and that's it. But like, so there are definitely ways around
that
it.
was like a very difficult thing for a lot of people to understand. They're like, yeah, that sounds like a lot of work. Is there an easier process? Is there an easier app to like do all that? It's like, no, people, the apps make it so much easier, because if you was to do this off a camera, and then you had to go on freaking like Resolve and do all that. Yeah, those people I give it to. That's why they have the 1 million subscribers. But this is their livelihood, you know. Like they have to do stuff like that. You know, we're just trying to have fun, show a little, you know, good, you know, our good times and fun hunts and stuff like that. We won't take it to that level yet, you know. But once you start getting successful, you're like, all right, time to step up my game. But it's like time consuming. It's time consuming, and your creativity sometimes ain't there. You're like, what can I put here? You know what? Screw it. Leave it the way it is. But even with this podcast, like I could do so much with it, like editing, but it's like, I'm tired already of all that editing. I'm like, you know what? I'll put the intro, I'll put the outro, I'll balance the sound, you know, suppress certain, you know, parts of it, whatever. And that's it. But you know, the sound effects you could put and all this stuff that I'll be hearing from other podcasts, I'm like, yeah, we'll get there one day. But right now,
I mean, if that's something you want to do, but like and like I'm sure some people like it, I'm sure some people don't, you know, so that sort of stuff.
But it's just about improving your, you know, your game and what you do. And you know, it's just, I found that Kaboom, this was Kaboom's. He wanted to do this a while. I was like,
I remember seeing the video. Yeah, it was it's a good idea, man. You knew what needed to be done, you know.
So know, you know, how, you know, would it function, would it work out, what we would talk about and stuff like that. But then when we went on Doc's podcast, when I talked to him, met him, you know, and I was like, all right, he was like, I'll have you guys on. I was like, okay, let's see how this is done. Man, I found it so simple. I was like, all right, Kaboom, I think we should initiate the plan then. And then, you know, let's see if we can do it. And, you know, it's definitely a lot easier than doing the YouTube meeting up, going somewhere. Like I want to go not just to like certain stores. You know, I want to go to Long Island and, you know, certain stores over there. It's just so much within that, you know. So it was so hard for us to meet up and do it and not be rushed and, you know, stuff like that. So I was like, you know, let's try this podcast. We could do it remotely. Now with COVID, we can't meet up, you know. We couldn't meet up for the first couple of months anyway. So it was just it was a smarter thing to do. And I saw, you know, how other podcasts were already coming up and I was like, all right, let's do it. So so far so good. Nothing to it. But
yeah, I mean, you guys are great, man. You guys, this is you definitely you got a natural approach and tone to all of it. So I mean, and you know, you guys are entertaining, obviously. So it's it works. Yeah, no, that's real. So
We trying, man. We learn from you, my friend. We want to be like the best, like the Mad Collectors and the Jerrys of the world.
No, man, you guys are doing your thing for sure.
We try. Well, we're gonna get better and better as time goes. Still figuring out things, but you know, it's just
talking, even though Sama's doing all the talking right now. But
I'm sorry, sir. You can run your mouth now. Sorry, sir.
Do your thing, my guy. I don't care because it's a back and forth thing.
Some podcasts, you know, I talk a lot, he doesn't say anything, and vice versa. You know, so
we try to separate the love we give. You know.
No, because I know there's more episodes to come. That's how I see it. So it's just like I really don't, you know.
Because if it was up to me and Sentry talk about wrestling right now, because he's bringing me back into it.
That's right.
Because I ain't gonna lie, it's died off for me for the past 3-4 years. Like, you know, I watched it with my brother when he was good, so I got back into it, but then it just like, bleh.
Yeah.
But you guys collecting these figures and just old school, I'm like,
oh yeah, I remember that the championship belt, shit like that. But I stopped watching once The Rock and Stone Cold left. Once they left, and I saw John Cena come in, I was like, "Oh fuck!"
You know, John Cena, you know, gets a lot of flack, and I'm not saying that I'm a huge John Cena guy. I respect John Cena a lot, and I mean, even if you look at present day WWE, which I don't because I don't watch it anymore, but he was. I mean, he's definitely the last guy to even.
He held it down.
Hold the flag up. He did. Like whether you liked him or not, he did. And right now, you don't have a guy to. You don't have a guy to do that right now. There's no one in the WWE, in my opinion, right now, that can do it at his level, and nobody. So
had to retire the Undertaker finally, man. Undertaker's like, "Yo, stop calling me, man. Leave me the hell alone, bro. I'm dead. Leave me alone. I can't save you anymore." You know, and that's when you know your company is in trouble. Like you're supposed to have this generational, super, and he's making just the wrong decisions, and that's why AEW came, smacked them around, and they're competing real quick, and it's like, you better find somebody, Vince, or you going down to TNA level real quick, my friend. You know?
Yeah, so, they don't. I mean, it's. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the product at all. You know, growing up in the Attitude Era and pre-Attitude Era, the Golden Era, whatever you want to call it. Like the early '90s when like all the super gimmicks were alive and well, and like it's like growing up with like the Ultimate Warrior and Yellow and Red Hogan, all the classic wrestling. I mean, era. Just cannot be topped, and you move that right into Attitude, NWO. It's just like, how do you early 2000s?
You can't mimic it, but you can definitely have a new a new way of doing things for this age. Because it was better back then. But I don't know what they went. The board of directors just said, "Nah, we want this PG pure garbage product, and you're gonna put it out every week." He's like, "Okay," and that you saw the decline rapidly.
From like 2012 till now, every single year since they screwed Dolph Ziggler's career basically. Although he's getting paid, but in my opinion, you put that guy in shit angle after shit angle after, and he still was the best on the card, most interesting. But you had to put him in like 5 different love triangle angles to bury him.
Yeah.
He was
really good. He had a really good. He can actually talk on the mic. He can actually wrestle, like things you don't see often. He actually could do everything, and they said, "Nah, we're gonna shaft you." Where's Roman at? Where's Roman? Where's the Samoans at? We need them. We need them to come up and bore us to death.
It's crazy. I mean, we could go on about this all night long, but
I don't. Just,
it's sad. It's a sad state of wrestling.
We all loved it at one point. Like I said, we're not gonna love it as adults, because as a kid, you're gonna love everything, better, a lot more in your own perspective. But it just sucks to see something you did like just decline to a point that you like, I'm gonna put you to rest in peace myself, because no. But I like AEW because they're young, they're fresh, they're trying new things, they're signing whoever they want to sign. Jericho is there, so that just makes it 100% better already.
Yep.
He was not, if not top 3, he was probably top 2 or 1 in wrestling with The Rock, and being able to just talk back to back with him. Nobody could do that. as good as he did. So,
Jericho's the man. Jericho's been the man. Yeah,
he's the man. He got his podcast. He freaking rocks and rolls, and I'm like, this man is everything. That's a talent that WWE they were lucky that he held on so long, because I know he was like, screw these people.
He was so like when they had the list of Jericho and his angle with Owens and everything. If Chris Jericho wasn't part of the WWE back then, 2015, 2016, the WWE would be in the spot it's now then, honestly.
Yeah, he adapted to any character. That's what I like about certain people, that they could just take anything and just make it dope. Like, he's like, you know what you just did? Huh? You just made a list. Like, I know he thought about that in the bathroom when he was taking a crap. Like, what should I do when I do this angle? Like, that's a genius, and that's the talent I miss. Like, I wish more people came up like that, but they're forcing these people to just like, not be themselves anymore. And not allowed to do all that stuff. And that's what we like, the creativity. The Rock running his mouth. Didn't understand half the crap he was talking about, but it sounded cool. And he was running his mouth. He'll get his ass whooped at the end of the night. But he's like, Triple H, I'm gonna lay the smackdown on you and your crew. And you see The Rock at 9:59 on the mat down flat. You're like, you was supposed to be, you didn't lay the smackdown up. But it was just the anticipation and the excitement and just the running your mouth and the creativity, and that's lost in a lot of things now. And it sucks.
It does. I don't think Triple H has lost a match in 42 years anyway. So.
And even when he does, he will make sure he get you back the next day on Raw.
literally the next day. Yeah.
He was like, all right, I'll give you the victory at WrestleMania, but I'm gonna bury you after that because I am the game. So, but I like what he was doing with NXT and trying to build, new. And Vince was like, nah. Too much creativity, Triple H. Take it easy. We gotta be a little bland, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
It just sucks. But like I said, Undertaker officially disappearing, I was like, yeah, that's totally done for me. Like, that was my last straw of coming back and watching him come back, even though he was like crippled and he would take like 6 years to walk down the ramp. But he was my last, attitude era and just back then, character. And he stood his role for 30 years, which is freaking crazy to me. 30 years playing a dead man. That's not easy, bro. So now he's doing all these freaking podcasts and he's talking his life away because he was so quiet for years. Like, he's a true man of his work. That man right there.
Company man, consummate pro. Like,
Now then I saw you post that figure up on thing. I was like, I need it. I cannot buy it, but I need it.
I didn't even realize that series, that Legend series came out until I was there in the store. I was like, what the hell is all this? Because I wasn't really like, I'm not trying to get into elites, and I haven't been for a long time. And then I knew that the Decade of Domination came out, but I didn't realize that they had certain variants. And like, I was about to leave, and I saw like the newer School Taker, and I was just like, that's cool, but no thanks. And I was just, because I'm OCD, I'm like, I didn't check that bottom row all the way, so let me go. And like, I couldn't get my hand in the goddamn, like, each compartment. I don't even know how they stuffed that shit in there, because you can't even pull it out normally. If you watch that video, I'm like, I'm struggling to get it out. I'm holding my phone in one hand. I'm about to knock the goddamn display over. And I take it out. And I'm like, what the hell is this thing? So it was, that's easily that and the Jake figure I needed to get those. So I'm going to do like very little Legends WWE Elite collection. That figure's awesome.
Man, I'm like, damn, they've gotten so much better. I mean, we used to buy the Jack specific ones, and I thought that was cool back then in like 99 and 2000. The ones they used to put on the Titantron and the music used to come out.
Hasbro, my favorite.
That was Hasbro or Jack specific?
Hasbro. Those are Hasbro.
Well, I thought those were detailed, but now I'm looking at these things. I'm like, does he have real hair? Whoa. It's just crazy how, and these kids are not buying these figures. It's the adults buying all this stuff. These kids are like, toy figures, losers. Go on my iPhone and some freaking Fortnite ball. It's so those figures are garbage, which is so funny to me. I don't. They're like I might see. There's like one figure that stood out to me. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Otherwise, it's trash. What's that? Yeah, McFarlane. Yeah, exactly. Which, like, go back to making Spawn stuff, man. Let's put out that garbage. I'm telling you, bro, bring back the Spawn. They released like 4 variants of the same Spawn with just a different freaking weapon. I'm like, oh god.
He
But
did his Kickstarter, which is cool. I'm hoping to see
God,
more
those
of like
are
that
nice.
sort of stuff. Yeah,
that was nice. I was like, damn it, Todd McFarlane, damn it, take my money. But it's just cool finally seeing Spawn come back out. Like, he's definitely one of the characters that we needed, in figure form, and just to, he was in Mortal Kombat 11. And they introduced him. I was like, oh, he's coming back. Yeah. And it got hyped. The comic books went freaking astronomical levels. I was like, oh, here we go. Why did I ask for his return? Anything you wanted from Spawn, you cannot get now because everybody's just asking for $1 billion. But it was cool to see him bring that back. I was like, that's his moneymaker. Like, he's sleeping on his own product. Like, people want Spawn, and the character itself. Now, what you could do in movies would be a great movie. The movie back then was pretty good, but now what you can do with it is crazy. So I'm hoping to see more Spawn. But my dog might start barking because Mrs. Samo might be entering the building. I will edit that part out because my dog likes to bark for about 2 minutes. So if you hear some crazy noise, I'm just giving you a heads up. But but yeah, so these figures are just crazy, man. And it's just seeing like what's popping, buying these hot toys and OG Geek, and I'm just like, stop it, stop people, stop going to these shops and making me want to just waste my money. But it's just so much cool stuff out there now. I wish it was back then for us when we was little, and but it's like whatever, we can enjoy it now. But people might look at us a little funny, but it's like, so what? Let me enjoy my figures.
I'm definitely not worried about that. Yeah, you can't worry about that.
Definitely, even store owners is like, so you like figures, sir? It's like, huh? What? No, it's for my nephew. It's for my nephew. Yeah.
Oh, anytime I'll ask a Target employee or something, I'm like, oh, do you mind if you check the DPCI for this? Like, and they're just like, oh yeah, sure. It's like, oh, is it for your son? And I'm like, no, it's for me.
Yeah, it's for
I want
me.
I want it.
I know you had me dying with the street data stuff.
Yeah.
You're like, who's it for? It's for me. Oh, do you plan on doing something with it? Yes. Reviewing it. Like, you wanted to hear like the total opposite answers and stuff, and you're like, just give me what the hell I want and I can leave the store.
Yeah, what is this, an interview? Like,
weird, like, oh, so you collect Black Series? What's your favorite one? Huh? Do you come here often? It's like they're scouting you to be like, all right, employees, this guy right here, watch out for him. He's buying.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, one guy was straight up. He's like, oh, are you you want to like buy 5 of them and resell them? And I'm like, no, I don't. I was like, you know what? On certain days, I don't know, maybe, but not today. Not today.
Like that. It's crazy. Like, who are you? That's when you gotta bring up the Rock and you like, who in the blue hell are you?
It doesn't matter who you are.
Well, I'm Jake. It doesn't matter who you are. Just get my damn toys and leave.
Give me my friggin' toys.
It's getting more like easier to like just go and get stuff now, because like back then, 2016, 17, you looking for stuff and they looking at you and you like, even for Funko Pop, they're like, do you have a Funky Pop by this picture? They're like, why are you looking for this? I'm like, my godson loves it. He loves Funky Pops. They're like, are you really a flipper? I'm like, no, I'm not. Please give me the Funky Pop. I need to make money. It was just so annoying over here to get stuff, man. I'm like, yo, I see everybody like Indiana and freaking Wyoming just getting stuff. And I'm like, why NYC gotta be the way it is? And then I found out why, because there was like 2 or 3 little groups of jabronis that have nothing but time on their hands and apparently a lot of money. And they would just wipe everything out. I was like, oh, that's you. Yo, he was like, I'm selling this. I'm like, why do you have a whole wall of it, sir? I'm gonna go and wipe out everything by like 7 a.m. And I guess he knew somebody over there in Target and stuff like that. I'm just like, yo, you guys are not making this fun. That's when it started. I really started like not caring so much about Funko. It was like declining by the day, because I'm like, yo, I wake up and everything's gone. I'm like, yo, why am I even gonna try?
It happens with figures too. But I mean, like with Funko, my figures, I don't know what's worse, honestly. Either one, I don't know what's worse.
The figures, I've not really bought them online, so I don't know how, what's the rate of the sellout, like 10 seconds, 20 seconds for certain things.
Yeah.
But just Funko used to do us dirty left and right, son. I'm like, oh, God.
Well, it's tough because you got that happening in stores, and then you have the online store and the big releases and the website crashes, and all this other stuff that
now you got the PlayStation 5 totally just not appearing when it's supposed to appear. I'm just like,
yeah, then you got that
I
too.
got one. Luckily, I don't know how, by the good graces, they said we're gonna make this birthday a real good one for you. But I'm trying to get them for other people that want them, and it's not fun. People over here like, I hope your PlayStation 5 blows up. I'm like, damn,
Oh my god! Congrats on your PS5, man. That's cool.
I'm saying thank God. Oh man, I am enjoying this thing. I'm like, I love you so much. Thank you.
That's awesome.
It was so much of a target to get it.
You got a Target?
No, I got it on Amazon online. That was the first time they released it. And I just happened to go on Amazon because somebody was like, oh, I think they might be releasing stuff at 3 a.m. Possibly. I was like, all right, whatever. So I was just shopping on Amazon. I was like, oh, yeah, PlayStation 5 available. I was like, what? I think I never pressed buttons so fast in my life. I think I dented my iPhone. I think it has a little dent over here. I was like, all my information was in it. It was like, congratulations, your order will be processed. But I was like, did I just do it? Did I just do it? Yes, I did it.
That's all.
Email was like, though, but now seeing how hard it is, I feel so bad for like, people that really, really was looking forward to it and buying it. Is like, damn, it's so tough. So I'm just telling people patience. They're gonna be out in a few months, just like PS4 was out. Like nobody will want one anymore. So
there's no doubt, man. The FOMO is crazy,
mm-hmm.
And it's like I get like you want it now, but like it's not like it sells, so there will be more. So
yeah. But it's like Sony is playing it like it's exclusive, like a Funko. Like, all right, we know there's gonna be more made. Just release them. Make it a little easier for Black Friday and everything. You have people beating each other up for a PlayStation 5. Yeah, but I guess that's what they want. They want that hype factor, which I hate about these companies now. I think they're all doing that now.
It's the post Toy Store era bullshit that we all have to. The world we live in. It sucks, and there's no rhyme or reason to any of it. And you have stores now repackaging the same shit and then giving it to a different store. You have like GameStop exclusives now, like these NECA Turtle figures, the movie figures, which are impossible to find. You got since GameStop is like heading into the shitter, and has been for a while. They're taking a lot of that stuff now, repackaging it and making it Walmart exclusives. And around here, I've found one Walmart trip out of all the Walmarts I've ever been to. I've found NECA Movie Turtles one time, and the dudes in Florida, the dudes
oh my god, they be finding
Midwest. They like wake up and go outside, and it's on their doorstep. So
they love the turtles, baby. You gotta have the turtle dong,
Yeah.
Turtle dong thing. I don't know, but you gotta have that special turtle dong to find these things so easily.
It's crazy.
It's cool, crazy. Though. Like I saw them, I was like, dude, like I was into Ninja Turtles when I was younger. Not so much now, but just seeing these figures and the way they put them, it's just like the packs and the Shredder and Super Shredder. I'm like, those are dope. But to see them disappearing at the rate that they were, I was like, damn, man, you can't enjoy something for a second. Flippers is like, what's hot today? Turtles? Let's go, boys.
Yeah,
wipe them out.
That's what it is. I mean, like the Target turtles, I've had good luck with. Although, like since midsummer, I was finding them everywhere. Like even in the main they were just everywhere around here. And since then, nothing. This is actually kind of a funny story. One of the guys that I speak to now that I'm friendly with, I met him randomly. I was mid-film at a Target around here at the Palisades Mall. I was filming the NECA section. And this guy comes over to me as I'm filming, and he goes, "Hey," he's like, and this was like really early on into my channel. Like, I was like 3 months into the channel, not even. And this guy comes over to me. He's like, "Hey," he's like, "Are you on YouTube?" And I was just like, "What?" I was like, "Me?" I was like, "Yeah, I am." Me? He goes, "Are you that guy?" He's like, "You're that toy guy with the car." And I was just like, you probably don't get paid to be specific, but yes. I was like, he's like, yeah. He's like, I'm saying like, you got the, and he described like the inside of my car. I was like, yeah, that's me.
Jesus.
Which was so crazy.
You got that face mask in the back seat. Yeah, that's you, right?
Yeah, that's. And he goes, so he was just like, he's like, yeah, man, I follow your channel, blah, 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 this and that and the other thing. I start finding stuff underneath the shelves in some of these places, and I have them in my video. And it winds up, like, he winds up messaging me. He's like, oh, yeah, I put that. He's like, I put that there. He's like, I'm the one that's, like, been putting it around, like, you know, stores X, Y, and Z. And I'm just like, that's so funny. Now he works at that same Target that I met him at.
Oh, wow.
And so he'll tell me all the time, he's like, yo, he took a picture the other day of the stock room, because we haven't seen NECA turtles since July around here. Since July. And we're like, where the fuck are these things? And the NECA rep, so NECA has to come and put out this. So this is how ass backwards this process is. The NECA shipment comes into the store. Target puts it in the stock room. Target employees cannot put out NECA stuff. A NECA rep has to come once a month, and once a month only, to put out stuff in Target. At least that's what I've been told. And I've caught them sometimes as they're putting stuff out, like, randomly. It's random when they come, time and day, time of month, whatever. But they have to be the ones that put it out. So the NECA rep sometimes just doesn't show up, or they'll show up and only put out one box of something, or they'll come with a shipment and they don't realize there's stuff in the back. This dude took a picture. It's like almost a full wall of NECA boxes just stacked up. And he was like, yo, the NECA rep was here yesterday. She put out, like, the new Gremlins 2-pack and some other stuff, and that's it. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So it's like, not only do you have, like, distribution problems, you have this stupid process, you know, it's just like so many different. And then you have, like, you know, if it does get put out, you know, it's a race to the finish line trying to find it. So, but like these other guys in other places, man, like, as lucky as I've been with certain things, you know, there's my fair share of shit that I definitely have not seen or don't find, or that just, like, you know, New York tri-state area.
Oh, Jesus, the worst.
It's not, yeah. So it's like these other dudes, though, I don't know. Well, I still have not seen Punisher on bike, which is one of the figures that I really want the most this year. Haven't seen it one time. And, like, you know, I asked, like, a Target guy at a local Target, I'm like, what's the deal with this? Like, can you look up, like, last sold or whatever? And he's like, oh, yeah, we got one in August. I don't think it lasted very long. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. So, and these other dudes are probably, it's like their third video. They have, like, 2 of them. They're finding 2 of them in there, but we got, like,
they don't show love to the East Coast, man. That's just
they don't.
Upper East Coast, at least. Florida and stuff, yeah. Like, Southern love is a real thing, but we really don't get stuff over here. Like, it's crazy.
It is crazy. G.I. Joe's, we've had good luck with G.I. Joe. Like, they've done well by that, but, like, just about everything else hasn't been great.
Or they've released it and we just didn't have enough time to even realize it was out, because the people with no jobs were already attacking them as soon as they drop. So
yeah, there's that.
You know, so it's a tough game, but
yeah.
But what's your favorite, I guess, line or thing to collect right now? Besides, I guess, G.I. Joe maybe, or something like that.
That's a good question. I'd have to say I'm actually a huge Turtles guy. So I have a lot of the original Playmates, like vintage, like the on-card Playmates Turtles. I have those, and I collect all of the NECA ones. And I actually really want to talk about, like, make a video at some point, because there's so many different turtle lines that are out. Animated series, original Playmates line, movies. And it's like, how do you, as a collector, without an unlimited budget, like, what do you do about that? You know what I mean? Like, how do you make that decision? They don't make, like, all these markets are so oversaturated. It's crazy.
Talk to your wallet and you say, prepare for a bumpy road, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for this. This is inevitable.
Yeah.
You will suffer, but
it's crazy.
It's like, oh man, you think you got everything, and then they're like, oh, wave 2 coming out. I'm like,
it never ends. It just might as well be a monthly expense. So
that's what was with Funko. Like, with me and Kaboom, was just like, especially the anime ones, it was like, oh jeez, we just got a whole wave in. Yeah, 20 more waves are coming this year. I'm like, nice. And exclusives that you won't probably get because they're giving them to stores that I never heard of. I'm like, even better.
Yeah,
and it was just getting so annoying. Like, it was like, dude, stop it. And just the same variant, glitter, glow, metallic, upside down. Like, we get it. We get the character, but it got to a point that you have like 20 of the same character. You're like, yo, I don't have no space, because you feel like you wanted to collect all, but you know, that mindset quickly changed. I was like, everybody, goodbye. I took that, I kept the ones I wanted, but with these figures, this game is becoming the same game. Like they're releasing that, and then another line releases one that has this accessory that the other one didn't have. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
all right, but then some look better than the others. You want to take the head from one, put on the other body. You're like, mix and match. So
that's a whole other layer of expense if you go that route too. Yeah,
and then now with the photo, the photography for the figures, now you want like it's getting competitive, and that like I love the way they come out. Like I try to do mine, I'm like, no, this is not working out. But like dioramas and all that, so it's pretty dope. Like I like seeing that stuff now because I wasn't out and about a few years ago, doing these effects for these figures outside, and that's all pretty cool. But it's like it gets expensive because you don't want to be that guy with that cool page and don't get that new figure because everybody's gonna be expecting you to take a picture of it in a cool way. So now you gotta be like, all right, here's $100 here, here's $200 here, minus this. Okay, I'm broke for the week. It'll be cheese sandwiches the whole week, but it's crazy.
It's a crazy, crazy world. It is, and it's like some of the conversations I've had with some people that are like, it's like trying to make the right decisions or whatever by all this, and I'm just like, if there's one thing that I would recommend not doing is doing stuff for other people or thinking that you have to. It's like I think it's so easy nowadays, especially to just lose sight of the whole point of this, which is like collecting because it's something you enjoy doing. And like I know guys, like real talk, like even I know guys that started YouTube channels that like started off as like real collectors, and then it kind of just turned into more, and it's you do whatever works for you, but it's like the element of collecting gets lost. And if that's like I said, like if that's your prerogative, if that's fine, but like that, I that's not for me, you know what I mean? Like I don't I buy a lot of shit, but I like a lot of shit, and it's like a lot of the whole vintage craze thing, like all of those lines out are all things that I have
grown, like please have mercy.
It's like the Masters of the Universe, the Turtle stuff. Those are my favorites. Favorite toy lines out right now for me to collect, and it's just but
it's like I said back then, there wasn't so much of it. So now that you have money,
exactly.
you can get all this stuff, and they're like, oh, since we were targeting kids, but it seems like you adults love these things. So here's 20 waves.
with shitty paint apps and repackaging, and
you already know, and we still like, yeah, I need it. It's crazy, but like I said, if you enjoy it, when you lose track of enjoying it, then you shouldn't be doing it because that's just, you're doing it for attention or just, what is it called? Like the influence or whatever, but
clout, my guy, it's called clout.
Yeah, it's called clout, my friend. Clout.
And I feel like, and because like even if you're chasing views, right, or if you're chasing subs or money or trying to do this stuff, I mean, that to me, unless you're a really good faker, and some people are, I guess, but like
we are the best at what we do, Sentry. We are the best at what we do. We're good fakers.
If that it shows in your content. And and so like, and people will sniff it out too, especially if you're someone that, is like a comic guy or a statue guy, and suddenly you see that like, action figures are doing well, or like, all of a sudden you're reviewing hot toys
or Pokemon cards
or Pokemon card breaks. And, it's just like, it's people, it definitely reflects in your content. I am definitely a big believer in if you're like actually passionate about what you're doing, like within the world we live in, the realm we live in, like it just reflects in whatever you put out, and the people that like it, there's plenty of audience for all of this stuff. So I think like as long as you are staying true to your collecting self, I think it all that stuff kind of or should work itself out one way or another.
That's why I don't mind when people change content. That's good. That's how you grow. You have to, but at the same time, don't force it down.
That's the element of it, because
your subscribers, they followed you for a reason. You could transition them to the next thing, but don't act like now you're the master of all Pokemon cards, or everything about this now just because you collected it for a week. That's when you start losing your viewership and stuff like that, because people just don't want to see that, but they follow you because they like you. But
Exactly.
they see now you're starting to change things, but you're doing it forcibly. They're just gonna be like, bye, and we'll just find the next person. You know, I think that's what's happening right now. The shift.
No, that's well said. I agree. I think that's really what it is. I mean, because collecting, we all obviously collections and collectors change and evolve and tastes change, and that stuff is normal. I mean, I've collected almost just about everything. You guys, I know, are jumping in and out of certain things, but it's like the way it's done, the way you go about it. Like if it's real, it's obvious. If it's not, it's also obvious.
Yeah.
You know, so like I don't collect statues anymore. And
Good man.
I have my reasons, you know, plenty of my reasons for that. Statues are just, you know, and I just have a lot more fun with my action figures. You know, I enjoy that, and it's like at some point I'm not going to do both. I don't want to have to do both just because of the wallet and just a lot of space. And it's like you gotta like at some.
It's not a game, man. I saw them. I'm like, how do you fit that in your garage, man?
Right, and like you have to think too, like, and the way I think about it too is like at the end of the day, people are like, oh, you collect it and it's your. It's like, okay, fine, but what are you gonna do with that dustbuster in 20 years when nobody wants it, and you paid $3,000 for that thing? Look, I like, and sometimes I think about that sort of stuff, and like that will play into what I'm doing. Same thing with Funko for me. Like I was paying a premium for old school like Marvel Legends, Marvel Pops, Turtle Pops, original Motu Pops, and I thought to myself, I'm like, man, I don't want to be caught with my pants down with this shit like in like 4 or 5 years when the bubble bursts, because it's not like one of those things where it's like anything else. It's not going to go up and 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 never go down. So like I missed the original boat on a lot of that stuff, paid the price for them now. And I just was like, I wasn't really happy with any of the newer stuff coming out. And I was crazy with the box stuff that like made it not fun for me because I'm OCD. And no matter how good a box was, I'm like, that shit's dinged up. They're like, that's a 10. And I'm like, what's a 10 to you? That is not a 10. I would never want to go when I was single. I would never want to go to a bar with you. That is not a 10. You know what I mean? Like, so it's that took away a lot.
There's a fingerprint on that funky window.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Fuck out of here with that stuff. Like the Examiner gloves and come on. So at least
this is what I like about Kaboom, right? He likes something, right? A week later he gets rid of it. He's like, I enjoyed it, but it's time to go. I'm like, he would never have that problem of sitting on something because he makes sure he enjoys it for a week and he's like, yeah, it's time to go, buddy. Like this guy.
Awesome. That's awesome that you're like that. I wish I was like, I need to be.
Poor Funko Pops had no chance with him. I bought him a nice Hulk 10-inch. She was like, yo, that's dope. 2 weeks later, it gotta go, bro. I'm like, yo, that was with love, bro.
That is cold-blooded right there. Like
tell him, Kaboom. Tell him how you feeling, bro.
Listen, that one was a fucking dope ass Funko Pop. The 10-inch Hulk with the hammer and everything from Ragnarok. It was so dope. I sold it and bought the 4-inch one. So
he's a butthole, but yeah, that's how you gotta be. Like, it's not a permanent thing, like it then, but if you gotta get rid of it because of certain situations, don't keep it if you don't have to. There's always, other times you could get things, but those statues, I can never do it, bro. That's too much for me.
It's the space. The space is what keeps me like constantly getting rid of it, because it's like they're coming out with new shit. And then I'm like, fuck, I can't put it anywhere, so I need to get rid of my old shit. So it's just like, you can go. I've seen you enough, so.
That's good, though, that you're doing that. So you don't become a hoarder. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's really good that that's collecting to me. You have to, it's decision-making is everything, especially nowadays with it, it's just dealing with everything coming from every angle. So it's good that you're doing that, man.
But Funko knows about his obsession with The Office, so that's why they're releasing like 35 Dwight. They're testing his ability to not get rid of them, and it's a struggle.
I've been able to get every single Dwight so far.
Dude, you've gotten every single everything so far. He doesn't care what it takes. He will sacrifice Gamora if he has to. He's getting the funkies.
Oh yeah.
He looks at his dog and he'd be like, Gunner,
you're
next. I have to go. You're next. But it's just like, especially in the city, you gotta be real selective. And I wish I can collect so much things that everybody's like, oh man, cool. I'm like, yeah, it's good to look at it. I can't have it, so enjoy it for me. But
Yeah,
just a way of things until you get, your space and you can do more with it. So
Yeah.
congrats to you, my friend, for getting that space, and now you can do more with it.
Yeah. It's
We're
been
behind
years
you.
of like.
We're coming
Yeah.
for that.
Honestly, though, like I think even with like limited space, I don't know. For me, I think the creativity and the game planning and constant game planning of how you're going to lay something out, because I don't think you need all the space in the world. And I don't even know if you want, like, even when we moved into here, I was going to take a smaller room. My girlfriend was just like, because I was going to just figure it out. Although there was no chance that room was going to work, looking back on it now. But like, she was like, no, you take the basement, like, this is your passion and whatever. And she's great. But like,
yeah.
But there's definitely, and I'm not even going to use the entire basement for it. I'm just going to carve out a space for it. And that's it, because I don't want it to be a museum. I don't want it to be some gigantic, I don't want it to be a toy store.
To go to the museum. Come on, man.
I want it to look like a collection, so
yeah.
I think there's a difference. There's a difference between, just a room filled with stuff and like someone's collection. So
yeah.
As long as you have enough space to, play around with whatever you got, then that's great. I don't think you need like, I just don't think you need like Wayne Manor to display.
I need Wayne Manor to display it all.
May need Wayne Manor for other things, but yeah, not for.
That's all good, but that's good for you, man. Congrats on that, and
thanks, bro.
Happy collecting for the future, and we'll definitely, we'll be on that level one day. Me and Kaboom, we're gonna make it. This podcast, we're gonna take it to the top. We're gonna make the millions.
Yeah.
You guys just keep doing. You gotta just keep doing what you're doing, man. This is a very good show. So I enjoyed. I really enjoyed that.
You made it good. We were lackluster. You made it good because you are the Mad Collector.
Those are good hosts, man. Complimenting the guests like that.
But definitely gonna wrap this up today. We definitely gonna have you back on. I want to have you and actually Fets on.
Oh, my man. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. That's what he told me. He said, my man's SENTRI. But I was like, because I'll just find that hilarious, because I heard y'all podcast with, I think it was on his thing.
Yeah.
This is funny. But I want to have him on with you, and we'll just talk some wrestling and whatever else, and just have a good old time. A good old, what was the song? A good old
fun old jolly old time. A good old fun old. It's like doing the YouTube thing. The one thing I will say, it's like, at least for me, I've become so much more self-aware. Like, I'll go back and edit these videos, and I'm like, I honestly never realized the amount of stupid shit that comes out of my mouth. Like, even if like my mother always would tell me like, why would you say that? Or why did you like, like maybe just tone it down. Like what, things I never kind of brushed off. And then I'd watch these videos. I'm like, maybe that's not the best thing to say, but it'll probably make for like a good 20-second intro. I'm just going to use that.
It was hilarious. But yeah, you don't know until you run your mouth on camera. You're like, damn.
You don't. I'm like, yeah, it's funny, man.
If you're true to yourself, then run your mouth, damn it. As long as it's you and you're just not running your mouth about something stupid that you don't want to hear. So it's all good. But
exactly.
I catch myself like sometimes. I'm like, what the fuck did I just say?
Yeah, he just stays cool in the office in the worst scenarios. I'm just looking at this guy like, Kaboom, seriously. He's like, I'm like, you had to get that out of your system. He's like, yeah. I'm like,
this is my thing. I'm gonna drop the office and then we can wrap it up. But with the office, it's so relatable, like it's so broad, and it can touch base with every single person in this world. Like there's like not one person that cannot say that they're not relatable to at least one character on that show. It's just insane. You're always going to find, even where you work, you're going to find a Michael Scott, you're going to find a Pam, you're going to find a Jim. The only difference is that they're going to be a different looking person. But you're still, where I work, I have a fucking bozo that acts just like Michael Scott. But that's just how it is. It's just a different person.
Who are you at work, Kaboom?
Yeah. Who am I? Well, I'll be the unapproachable one,
You're Creed, right?
Yeah, I'm Creed.
Yeah,
Shit.
but it's true. It's true. Yeah, you definitely find characters that you can definitely be like, you're an idiot. You definitely remind me of that.
You and Fets definitely come back on here, but I'm gonna mute Sama because he did most of the talking.
Jesus Christ.
So.
And then he complains when I say silent. That no, Sentry. There's we can never find this balance, but you know what? We will one day. We will.
No, man, you guys are good. You guys got it down, man. You guys are fun. Just keep doing your thing. I would love to come back with Fett. That would be great.
Definitely gonna have that special. We'll have that on real soon. He's like, yo, Sama, when you gonna have me on, bro? You a hater, man. Yo, you got Jerry and Wolf, but not me, man. So I'm like, Fets. And then I told him, he's like, yo, let's do it. And then we did one. And he's like, yo, Sama, I'm ready. I'm like, dude, we already did one. He's like, yo, what the hell, man? But we've been chatting on PS5 and having a good time with the Spider-Man game. So.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's good.
But it's all good. So, Kaboom, you want to wrap this up? Since, you got to mute me. I'll let you wrap it up, sir.
Even right now. But Sentry, let everyone know where they can find you, my dude.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. I am _Sentry SENTRI.TMC and on YouTube SentriTMC.
Which stands for The Mad Collector.
It sure does. You
I don't know
goddamn
why
right.
I gotta say it like that, but it just feels like something from Marvel that I should say it like that.
It just sounds right. It sounds good.
There you go. Hey, you can find your boy Sentry. Definitely does some cool YouTube videos and hunts and all that good stuff. So check out the boy, or he will make you rest in peace.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Just the way he made his wallet, rest in peace.
Very much. That Amex is on fire on a daily basis.
Bueno, so Kaboom, you know what to do.
I'll catch you on that flippity flip. Thank you to our sponsor, Chubsy Wubsy. I think he's doing another giveaway. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to just cut it right now. So,
yeah, no, he'll be including us. We're going to do he's going to give us the anime portion of that giveaway.
Oh, okay.
He's doing a Star Wars and like Nightmare Before Christmas. That's for his I guess his page, but he's going to join with us for the anime side of that giveaway. So he'll hit us up shortly on that one.
All right. Yeah.
So stay tuned to our Instagram pages for that information on how you can win.
Are we allowed to enter in it too or no?
No, Kaboom. We're Sentry, talk to this man. How are you part of the giveaway, but you also want to enter the giveaway? So you want to win your own giveaway, sir?
You're gonna rig another election, man.
This is why the people of America cannot believe in democracy and all this stuff, because we want to rig our own thing.
If there's another protest on this fucking bridge that right across from my house, I'm blaming you, Kaboom, tomorrow.
But no, Kaboom, we cannot join. Stop it.
All right.
All right, Kaboom. Any shout outs? Anybody you wanna give out there to the people? Anybody you wanna show love to?
Yeah, sure. Shout out to my wife. She always gives me that support that I need. She lets me come in here. I tell her it's an hour podcast and it turns into 2. But she still loves it. But shout out to her. Shout out to my boy Steven, and shout out to my other guy Wes Tevez. And that's about it. And Chubsy Wubsy, of course. I always got to shout out the sponsor, Chubsy Wubsy.
And he loves you for it.
I can't forget Wolf. Wolf always.
You got to shout out the Wolf, or he gonna take your soul. He's definitely gonna take your soul after that. So either way, you were screwed. And just shout out to everybody who's listening. Thank you. We got people in Australia. That's my boy Lampsey. Thank you, Lampsey. We got people in Germany listening. I'm like, that's pretty dope.
It's awesome.
So, thank you guys for listening to our sessions of us running our mouths. It's fun stuff. And shout out to the fam and friends and everybody. Hopefully everybody has a good holiday season. It's been a tough year, but we're getting through it. So we'll rock out like that. So I'm going to catch y'all with that Wadida and out. And we'll see you on the next one, my peeps.
Take it easy. Be safe. Be well, everybody. Love ya.
I love you too, Kaboom.
Shut up.